Hey, Scruffy. How you doing? So I have a fresh can of meaty pate with grilled chicken and tuna and kibble. Sound good? Yep, it sounds good, huh? Didn't even come in this time. Okay, let's see. Oops, there's kibble on the plate. Okay, I'm gonna put the food on the table. Okay, there you go. I was wondering why you went under the table. So, let's see. Today I went to grocery shopping. I went to that faraway Costco. I went to stock up on a bunch of things, particularly frozen vegetables. So as I mentioned, my freezer is finally working again. So I finally have some freezer space, and so I like to stock up on the frozen vegetables at this faraway Costco because they're cheaper there, and the frozen vegetable mix in particular. This one has lima beans, whereas the one I get from my closer Costco doesn't. And so there are two different factors. So one, the big factor is they're different brands, and particularly the brand that this faraway one is a non-organic version. So it's much, much cheaper. And then on top of that, I get this particular brand decides they put lima beans in their mix, whereas the other one does not. And so I like the fact that it's both cheaper and has lima beans. So I'd much, much rather buy this other one. But because this particular Costco is much, much further away from me, I don't like going there that often. But I've been trying to go there like maybe once every month and a half, 2 months, and try to stock up on things. But particularly the frozen food section, yeah, I can't really stock up when my freezer was broken. I didn't have the space. So now that I have my freezer working again, I have some space, so I thought, okay, it's probably the time to stock up. But boy, food inflation, boy, it's getting bad. So I remember right after the lockdown started, this particular brand that I've been buying was $3.50 a pack. Today it was $5.99, so $6. So that's a very, very big increase. And the organic version, I think, it's over $10 now. So, boy, yeah, it's really expensive, especially for a frozen vegetable mix. So yeah, my food bill was not pretty to look at today. Made my stomach queasy seeing how big the bill was today. So, stocking up on a bunch of things since I haven't been able to, one, stock up on things, and then two, I haven't been there in a while. So my food bill is higher than usual. I got most of everything that I wanted. I think, yeah, the major thing they wanted that wasn't there was eggs. So they ran out of the normal cheap eggs. They had organic ones, but I wasn't going to pay that much for the organic stuff, and they ran out of the regular cheap stuff. So I think I have enough eggs to last me a little over a week. So I might make it all the way to my next trip for groceries. Not sure. I'll probably run out a little bit before for my trip, so I'm gonna probably have a few days without eggs. I might plan around it to not have any eggs or something on certain days. I usually have a hard-boiled egg with my vegetable soup. Let's see, what else? Yeah, they also still don't have any chunky peanut butter, so they finally got some creamy peanut butter in. Or always, yeah, actually, yeah, last time they didn't have it. But yeah, they still don't have chunky. I'm wondering if there's a peanut shortage or something. Because yeah, past multiple trips I've been, yeah, peanut butter, particularly chunky peanut butter, is really hard to find. And let's see what else. Oh yeah, oh wow. I've also been having trouble getting the Hebrew National hot dogs for quite a while. So I usually keep a pack of hot dogs in the freezer. Since my freezer has been busted, it's been a very low priority. But hot dogs, yeah, I don't eat them that often, but I like to have one every now and then. And they don't take up much space in the freezer. And yeah, in the freezer they'll last pretty much forever. But yeah, I've grown partial to the Hebrew National brand. I like them better than pretty much all the other brands I've had. I think I need to try Nations again, but I think last time I had Nations, it was okay. But yeah, I think I like the Hebrew National better. So yeah, I'm not a. Yeah, the Costco generic brand that they have now that replaced the Hebrew Nationals. I don't like it as much, so I usually keep an eye out for the Hebrew Nationals. And and Costco hasn't, or at least my Costco hasn't had them for a long time. And then this far away one, last time I went, they didn't have them there either. So I looked and I looked again today, and almost missed it. Yeah, they did actually have them. It was just like very small allotment of them. So I almost missed it, but yeah, they did have them today, so I did get a pack. So Scruffy's about ready for food. Well, take that back. Looks like yeah, he's into the pets. But yeah, it's cold again today. I think when I give him his food a little early, my hands are getting numb. I actually just came back from a bike ride, and yeah, it was too cold and got dark too soon. I was thinking, gee, I didn't bring enough heavy clothes. It was kind of freezing on the way back. Okay, let's get your food. So I don't think I saw Scruffy this morning. And I don't think I saw him this afternoon either. Um, Yeah, so I just saw him when I brought out his food for lunch. Yeah, it was a little bit on the early side today because I knew I was going to go grocery shopping right after. Hey, Scruffy. Guess you could hear me behind the door, huh? So it's lunchtime. Got some kibble and water for you. So I need to go grocery shopping today. So I think I'm going to do that right after I feed you. Still kind of cold, huh? Sun's out though. Sun actually looks pretty bright. Okay. Put down the water. He hissed at me. So the big ticket item I bought today at the store was pork. So I've mentioned before, yeah, I last I don't know how many months ago it was, but yeah, beef's too expensive right now, so I decided I was going to try using the pork shoulder or pork butt as a substitute for pot roast, and it worked out okay. I think I like the beef a little better, but yeah, it's pretty close. I think, yeah, I just wish the pork was a little fattier. I think that was like probably the biggest issue. But what I bought was before it was a pork shoulder, and it was not. I'm not sure if it was a pure. I think it was a pork shoulder, but it was cut weird. So the pork shoulder I was looking at was the cheap one was. I think when I looked, it was like $1.50 a pound, but you had to buy for like almost $50 worth of meat in order to get that rate, and so you had to buy this big slab of meat basically, and I didn't want to spend that much, especially I wasn't sure if the substitution would work that well. So today, at this other far away one, they actually had a pork butt. Now, I'm a little unclear on the difference between a shoulder and a butt because I think they're still basically the same area. I'm guessing the shoulder is like the front part of the leg, or uh, and then the butt would be the back side of the leg. I don't know, I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't. When they say butt, they don't really mean like rear end of the pig. They're talking about each leg. There's like, you know, the part where it kind of rounds into the body. I think that's what they're talking about. So anyway, I've heard, yeah, both the shoulder and the butt are good for stews. I got the impression butts might be a little bit better because they might be a little more fatty, but I'm not sure. Or they might, you know, just get more tender in a stew if you cook them long enough. Um, but the thing I was able to get in much smaller quantities was a pork shoulder cut in rib form. So I'm not exactly sure what I was buying, but it was more expensive, probably because it was smaller quantities. Um, it was okay, yeah. So it was a reasonable substitute. Still way cheaper than beef. So I saw the butt today, and still make you buy a lot. I think it was a little more expensive. It was like $1.69, I think, a pound. But I think it's just the food inflation. I think last time I went, the pork jumped in price again. But anyway, I found a slab of meat that was about $30 instead of $50, and so I decided, okay, I got the freezer space now. I'm gonna try this. So guess what I'm having for dinner tonight? So when I got home, I started putting the stew together, or the pot roast together. So fortunately, yeah, it's taken a while to cook, and it's actually not going to be ready for a little bit longer. So I got home too late, I guess. I thought I got home early enough to do it, but yeah, it's just taking a while. Because yeah, I also went out for my bike ride, and I left too late, I think, because yeah, it was getting dark really early. I actually took a slightly shorter route today because I wanted to avoid the mud. The shorter route actually has more uphill, so I'm probably actually doing more work, but it's a shorter route. But it also leaves an option open where I can do more extended routes if I want. So I was thinking about doing an extended route. And then in the distance, I heard the ranger truck on the bullhorn telling driving through the park, telling everyone the park's closing. And I still saw a little bit of orange in the sky, so I think they're doing it earlier because they used to close. I think it was like a half hour after sunset, and yeah, they seem to be closing earlier now. But so I was on the fence about whether I wanted to do an extended route or not. But when I heard that, I figured, yeah, I better leave. Turns out that was actually the right call because yeah, the sun set so fast. Yeah, I got home with just a sliver of ambient light left. It was pretty dark. And it was cold too. I was kind of shivering on the way home. I'm gonna have to start wearing heavier clothes. So I had the sweater and the gloves, but I think I'm gonna have to probably start wearing a coat and running pants or something. I mean, I have I got some pants for REI from my REI a while back. Pretty comfortable and reasonably warm. Really expensive. I didn't like spending that much, but I really needed something, and didn't have anything cheap there. I think that what I ended up getting was probably one of the cheapest things I could get. But it's actually a really nice pair of pants, so I'm actually pretty happy with them. So. Got me through some pretty cold temperatures. Yeah, when I was cycling in Japan, on one of the other tours, I think I think it was Osaka. Yeah, we actually had below freezing temperatures that morning, so it was really cold. And yeah, I was wearing those pants while we were this bicycle tour. It warmed up a little, so it got above freezing. But yeah, it was a cold day. I actually probably needed slightly heavier clothes, but I made it. Okay, folks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.